Boom. It's an automatic piece of junk. What's up, you guys? So hopefully you guys are gonna hear me pretty well. I know my phone camera doesn't have as good as a mic as the other camera. But here we're at COLTON shop again. And today the car's gonna be left with him because I gotta go back home today, and you'll see some of that. I gotta go back home today, so hopefully I'll be able to film over there. I don't know. I gotta go back home to Tampa today, so I'm gonna leave it here today with him so he can do a little bit of prepping for the manual swap so that we can knock it out this weekend, because I'm gonna need my car because it's pretty much my daily still. So yeah, so he's gonna do some of the cutting, some of the prepping. You know, might as well get a little head start on it so that we can knock it out 2 semi-full days, Saturday, Sunday, and then be back on the road Sunday afternoon with the manual transmission in and it ready to get other stuff done to it. So yeah, that's what we're doing, and I'm just waiting on my wife now. Come pick me up, and then we're gonna be headed to Tampa right now. Well, first I gotta drop the keys off the COLTON, and then we're gonna be on our way.
Hollywood, sucks on dick, does it real good. Never little friend in Hollywood, sucks on dick, does it real good. Never little friend in Hollywood, sucks on dick, does it real good. Never little friend in Hollywood, sucks on dick, does it real good.
Put in a dark bitch, stop in a hard bitch, not a hard carpet, and look on a scar bitch. Your girl bleed, my girl scream, your girl sleeping, my girl dreaming. They all creaming, we all creaming, we all creeping, they all screaming, we all eating, we all sheet, we all bleeding, we all fleeing. Put in a dark bitch, stop in a hard bitch, not a hard carpet, look on a scar bitch. Your girl bleed, my girl screaming, your girl sleeping, my girl dreaming. They all creaming, we all creeping, they all screaming, we all eating.
Yeah, that's a small 90 drill. Like I have one at work that's definitely way bigger than that.
So you jilt those 2 holes for the slave and master.
That's comfortable right there, ain't it?
What else do we got to drill out of there?
Nothing after this.
What is that?
The hole for this clutch.
Alright.
Slave.
So right now, quick little kind of tutorial, because this is supposed to be a tutorial, or somewhat of a tutorial. He's drilling the holes to put the lines and the clutch, the new pretty much manual transmission, like master slave stuff. So he's drilling the last hole there, and then we have to take the automatic brake pedal out and put the manual brake pedal in, and that's pretty much just bolts, unscrewing some of the stuff near the steering wheel so we can get back there and just pull it out. You kind of want to explain what we're doing, or is that pretty much it?
Yeah, so we just you have to drill 2 holes for this on the clutch pedal. You got both studs, and then you have to drill 1 bigger hole right here for the master cylinder to come through. So we got the drill with a drill bit for the 2 holes for the studs, and then our angle drill with the hole saw on it to get for the master cylinder. And
These 240 dips don't even have any bushings on them.
So yeah, down in there, that's pretty much going to be the hole right there.
master cylinder here,
New
we're going
master
to run the
cylinder.
line from, and yeah.
Pass it. But he's going down there and then he's finishing that,
Brake pedal out.
get the brake pedal out. And I don't think the gas pedal is any different though, right? No. So the gas pedal is still the same, don't have to do anything with that. We also found out the trans mounts are the same. Yeah, trans mounts are the same for and the cross member is different. So trans mounts are the same, cross member is different for the transmission, for the manual transmission when you're swapping it. And this is Colton, buddy. It's a sick, you know, Lexus out, yeah, Lexus out there that he drifts. ISR short shifter. Ordered that so that everything can go in at the same time. I don't think you guys seen that. And then everything else is over here. So these are the braided lines for the slave and master right there, and the clutch kit's right there, and we're gonna start on that. But first is to get those pedals out, and she's still there. So we decided, so we got this in there, right? They got the slave, we got the master in there, and then right here, you see that's the clutch pedal, not the clutch pedal, but the brake pedal that we got. That's the stock brake pedal that we have, right? So we're gonna cut it, and then just pretty much put the other rubber piece that's on the manual brake, little manual brake pedal on that. So, because for some reason it's just not budging, so we probably would have to take the whole dash out, and that's a little longer process. So shit, we'll probably end up selling this or doing it later if it really is that big of a deal. So we got the line running from the master down here now. We're draining the transmission fluid, right, Colton? So we're draining the transmission fluid. So these are pretty much all the beginning steps. So as you start up the pretty much the transmission swap, you're gonna want to start with these steps. Probably start off with the pedals. I mean, you could do it in a different order, but it seems to us as the more kind of simple way of doing it for now. And then we're gonna start by, after this, start on what, like dropping it and stuff. So taking it out, we could probably get the short shifter on the other trans.
Yeah, for the torque shifter, you just have to do those 6
Bolted on there, right?
Yeah, those 6 bolts, and it comes right out.
You think we should do some like sealant on it? Like, do you have like thermal sealant?
Yeah, I have gasket maker.
Yeah.
Gasket that came with it.
Damn, that's a strong guy right there. just pick the whole transmission up by himself.
Yeah, these aren't too bad.
Yeah, not bad, huh? I was about to say, like any other transmission, that should take like.
One in Dakota's car.
Yeah.
IS300. It's a 300ZX transmission. Oh, that thing weighs a ton.
Really?
Yeah.
Take it for a wash. When was the last time you washed your girl? Your little baby right there. No, never? Oh my god. Holy shit. It's gonna be all internals. No looks. Big ass trout, man. So yeah, we're waiting on this thing to drain, and then we're gonna get under and start dropping shit.
Yeah, I don't know if we have to take. We might have to pull the exhaust.
We're taking these bolts out. Is that trans to the?
These are 2 metal brackets that go up onto the block.
Okay. So far underneath the car, we got these 2 transmission cooler hoses pulled. We got all the bolts pretty much done and ready to drop the transmission under here. So it's pretty much just these bolts right here. As you can see, there's a few side bolts, like 2 side bolts on each side. Probably like 4 or 5 bolts on the bottom. And he's gonna take 2 bolts on top, and then we're gonna start dropping the drive shaft and dropping the transmission. So
This is what we use.
right there.
14mm swivel. That'll save you a lot to get these transmission bolts out on a long extension. And then you can just use the impact gun on those. But the swivel sockets help a lot. You can get pretty much all of them from the bottom except for the top two. And then you just go from each side up top to get those two.
Yeah.
And they're all 14mm.
So it's pretty simple. Just gotta have the right tools. But yeah, that swivel definitely helped at the angles that we were going at, and with all the stock stuff that's up in here, and all the little like pretty much just wires and lines that get in the way of trying to get these bolts out. That helped a lot. Clutch pedal, like I showed you guys, is pretty much already in, and now he's going for the top bolts. I'm going to pick up Lindsay from work, and by the time I get back, he's probably gonna have the transmission out. So there he is, getting the top two bolts down there, and this should help you guys. So kind of like have an idea of what you're supposed to be looking for, what bolts you're supposed to be getting out, how to get them out when you're starting on this swap. So everything else, you know, is pretty self-explanatory. After you drop it, we're gonna start throwing everything in, and then we could show you pretty much how the new bolts are gonna be set in there, how many bolts, plugging everything in, and then the rest of it's working with the new stuff like the clutch and cutting that brake, like I said. When I get back, everything should be almost either ready to drop or about to drop. Or already out of the car, and so yeah, I'm gonna go drive down there because she will get mad at me if I am late to pick her from work. Let's see. So yeah, I'm gonna head down there right now. Look, she's already texting me. Already texting me. By the way, this is it in the daytime. That shit is super low. Boom. It's an automatic piece of junk.
What are you doing with that?
Fluid actually looked pretty good in this.
The fluid?
Yeah.
Really?
So I'm sure this thing would live. I'll probably keep it.
Keep it and throw it in something, or sell it?
Yeah.
What is it probably worth?
Probably couldn't sell it.
Yeah.
So that's an issue. It's probably scrap for most people. But I don't know. If I ever get, I mean, when I take your KA out too,
Yeah.
put it back together.
Good.
Throw
And
it
ju-
in something.
Like, throw it in something or sell it as a whole. Yeah, it's fucking, like, it looks like it's in good condition, it's just crusty. Like, it's crusty as hell.
I mean, it drove good, didn't it?
Yeah, drove good.
Where did that one come from?
This one?
Yeah.
He went and picked it up for me.
Oh.
He drove all the way to Fort Lauderdale for me.
I've been kind of like wondering like where these parts are coming from.
Yeah. So what are we doing? Short shift for now?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, automatic, manual, automatic. It's a big difference. Was it heavy as fuck?
No, it actually wasn't bad. I put it on the jack, so I mean, I didn't really.
It's heavier than that,
Yeah,
definitely.
it is a lot heavier.
Holy shit. Alright, so did you do anything else besides drop the drive shaft too, right?
Yeah, there's 4 bolts on the diff. They're
Yeah.
14mm. Well, they're like a bolt that goes through and a nut on the other side.
Okay.
So you gotta do like 2 of those. Then you have to get up on top of the car, spin the wheels some, turn the drive shaft around to get to the other 2.
Okay.
And then 4 bolts on this. I mean, yeah, the cross member. Those are 17mm. And
So yeah, we had done this one Wow. And then you got these last two right when I left, right?
Yeah.
And then
This one's a bitch to get to.
really?
Yeah. I had to jack up on the oil pan a little bit with these bolts out, so it tilted back.
Okay.
And then I put the extension, that long extension up here, and then I was finally able to get to that one. But,
So you jacked it up from the oil pan?
from the engine oil pan.
From the engine oil
Front,
pan.
so it like picked
Lift
up
it
the
up?
front and
Yeah.
tilted this down.
Okay.
So there's more clearance in between here
Yep.
and the car.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But and then you got the shift linkage. That just had like a little cotter pin on it. You just
That's what connected.
yeah. So this
Yeah.
is what I mean. Like
Puts it in drive. This. And that.
that's all the way in like park and then neutral and reverse and
Oh wow.
so on. Yeah.
Now we're going full on manual, baby. Awesome. And
Yeah. If you want to work on taking this out,
watch out.
the interior.
The interior.
Yeah. The shifter.
Oh, okay. Is it just bolted?
Yeah, it's just like Phillips head screws and
Yeah.
some 10 millimeters.
We're gonna take that. Is it the actual like transmission tunnel?
Part of it. Can you pull down on the exhaust again?
Alright guys, so so far I showed you that we dropped the transmission. Now we're putting it in. So we're putting a manual in, obviously. The manual's up and in. We just got it to fit over what do we just get it to fit over? The
input
fucking
shaft.
Yeah, the input shaft.
That was the tough part.
That was the tough part. It was definitely will be hard if you're trying to do it by yourself. But we had two people, it was still kind of difficult. So, but yeah, so we got it over the input shaft, finally in, finally positioned right. Now we'll turn the camera right over to Colton. Now he's just putting in the bolts.
Starter, yeah. The starter in and everything.
So getting the starter nice in place and everything. And then after we're done getting the trans bolted up and plugged up, we're gonna go over to back here and just swap the diff out because we have a welded diff. So we're just gonna drop this diff, put the welded diff in, and it should be self-explanatory. If there's any weird bolts or anything, I'll put it in the video. But we're gonna drop that diff, put the welded in, and then we're gonna swap covers because we don't have a cover for the welded one right now. We're just gonna put my automatic S13, or it's not necessarily an automatic, right?
They're all
It's just
the same.
yeah, it's all the same. It's like an open diff that I have.
Yeah,
We're
that is an ABS diff though.
oh, it is.
Yeah, so
ABS diff.
the new one we have is a non-ABS, which is what you need
For
if you have a
manual.
non-ABS drive shaft.
Yeah. So both non-ABS differential and drive shaft because that's what you need. And we're swapping that out. The drive shaft's already out of here. That's all been dropped. Colton dropped that while I was gone today. And we're just gonna put the new one in. So if there's any weird bolts, like I said, I'll put it in the video. But now we're just about to swap that in right now. Alright guys, so trans is in. Trans is fully in. Now we're gonna get started on cutting the brake pedal and which you guys don't necessarily have to do. I think we'd have to take out the whole dash to actually get the, you know, normal manual brake pedal in, but I'm gonna freaking lose bolts on the ground. But this is the brake pedal that we got, and we're not gonna use it. We're just gonna end up cutting the automatic one inside right now. As you can see, short shifter's already put on. We're gonna pretty much fill up that right there with some fluid. We got trans fluid and everything. Yeah, no sponsor because I'm not that cool, but Pennzoil, synchro mesh stuff. Pretty simple. It's pretty good stuff. That's what Colton recommended, so we're doing that. And then we're also doing some gear oil. This is for the, what's the gear oil for? Oh yeah, differential. This is for the differential. And then we have the clutch fluid, which is pretty much just brake fluid. That's a train going past, but yep, so pretty excited. Let's start getting this in. Got the diff nice and welded, as you can see in there. Super welded. Yeah, it's welded all up in there. There you go. And what's next is the drive shaft going in. You can see the trans right there. Drive shaft and new differential back here. So yeah, he's gonna get started on cutting that brake pedal. But we're almost pretty much finished. I mean, transmission's the hardest part, and we got that in. So it did, like I said, it takes probably 2 people. So if you could have somebody to help you, it'd be better. And it was still kind of difficult, just getting that over that shift part right there, that shaft, the input shaft. So we got it over that. Now we're gonna get started on the rest and finish it out. We should be done by tonight, so should be drivable by tonight. We're gonna start filling it up with fluid now. Do you have anything to say?
Nope.
Why not? She's bored. We're gonna finish it. Alright, I'm gonna start filling that stuff up with fluid. Pretty simple, just pouring it down in the transmission. Alright. Laid down there. So all the bolts for the differential and the ABS were 12 and 14. And now he is pretty much just taking the bolts out to get the axles free, so that we could drop the diff, right? Yep. Oh. And she's manual. Got all the interior pieces in her, and finished putting the oil in the transmission, oil in the differential. Got that manual stuff in there, and I'll show you better in the daytime, but got all the interior pieces back together, and she's manual. We're just gonna dump a little bit of oil in her since she's a little low on oil for some reason. I think she's just leaking. Alright, you guys, and we're back. This is probably gonna be the beginning of one video, end of another video, but it doesn't matter. I did not film the actual car during the daytime, so you probably didn't even see the stick once we got it in, but this is how it's looking right now. So probably show you from this side better. So I got the suede shift boot. It kind of matched my suede 90 reel right there, and yeah, we're back at Colton's, and so this is the lineup right here. Got his little Infinity G20 right there. The thing's sick. And I think we're pulling the motor on it right now. So that's what the next video will be about. And my car is leaking great. But it's raining. Florida. Summertime is coming. But yeah, so it's been driving okay. I'm breaking it in, and so yeah, time for the next video. Thanks for watching this one. Like, subscribe, whatever you guys want. I much appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys. I'm out. 8A family now, baby. Alright, disclaimer. Before I release this video, because I just got done editing it, there's a very big thing I missed, especially even at the end of the video, like where I was already done with the swap and everything. The very big thing I missed for you guys to save you time. I don't know how many people out there in the States have a Super Hikers or how many they even made, because I haven't looked it up. But for some reason, I own a Super Hikers model 240SX. For the S13, I believe, I'm not like 100% sure that this is a thing, but I believe that the automatics don't have like just the regular 240SX, like I don't know exactly which model years, but I'm pretty sure like the S13 in general, so like all the S13 models, if you have automatic, it should be still open diff. So it should come with an open diff. I don't think they made normal 240SXs like with an LSD. But if you have a Hikers car, right? So a Hikers 240SX or a Super Hikers 240SX. I have a Super Hikers. I'm not sure if it's the same thing or not. I'm pretty sure it's two different things, like Hikers and Super Hikers. Super Hikers, I pretty much have everything like an R32 Skyline has for rear steering and all that shit, dumb stuff that usually people delete. I have that in my car. Okay, so it is automatic, and so for some reason, I mean, I thought it was open diff. I mean, because I'm driving automatic, I can't really even do a burnout, can't do anything unless it's raining, because I can't shift gears, I can't clutch kick, I can't do any of that with automatic. So my thinking was I had an open diff. Turns out we end up pulling that diff, so that last clip when we pulled the diff, and I told you guys I already had a previous clip saying that I had welded diff, because we welded Colin's other diff that he had at the shop already, and we're going to put the back of my diff onto his, and we end up not even using the welded diff because my car comes with LSD. Now I know the S14 automatics, I think all of them have an LSD, so a limited slip diff, but I didn't know that. So if you have a Super Hikers, you definitely have an LSD if it's automatic. I'm not sure if you have a LSD if it's manual, but I would still check, because the Super Hikers model came with a whole bunch of just weird, unnormal, you know, US 240SX stuff. Because I don't know exactly how the 180SX is fully set up underneath the car, but for Super Hikers models and Hikers models, just know, disclaimer, before y'all pull out your differentials, because I know it can be just a pain in the ass. It could save you, you know, like 30 minutes to an hour depending on how you work. But yeah, we ended up doing this swap in one day, so that just goes to show, if you're prepared to do the swap and you got some help, you'll definitely be able to, and you know, you watch this video or you know a little bit about cars, should be able to knock it out within one day. And it wasn't even a full day. Like, we didn't get up super early. I'd say we started around like 11, and all he really had was he had started on pulling the interior off, and he had started with drilling the holes, but that's about it. And I got there around like probably 11 o'clock. So that just goes to show you guys you can knock it out in one day. And I thought I'd put this disclaimer in the video just so you guys know about that information, because I didn't. And when we pulled the differential, like, oh fuck, it's LSD, and we just smacked it right back in, because it would probably be better as a daily, and you could still, you know, burnouts, whatever you wanted to do, you'd still be able to with the LSD. So we thought we'd just leave it in there for now, and hopefully it can handle the beating once I break this clutch in. So yeah, so now I'm out for the second time. See you guys. Thank you for watching 80 Family. Out.
Jeez, I was